Hey everybody, welcome back to After Hours English. I'm your host David, and I'm excited to teach you some new phrases that you can use to spice up your English. I am joined here by our very special teacher, Hannah.
Hello, good to see you all.
Good to see you too, Hannah. Now, Hannah, we have some idioms to teach today that I think are very useful. One which I think you may have some experience with, I think we all do, if we've ever had to live alone and go to college, it is to pinch and scrape. So I have a small purse here, right, with some coins in it. What does it mean to pinch and scrape?
Right, so to pinch and scrape is to spend as little money as you can. Maybe you're trying to save up for something or just try to get by. You know, this reminds me of back in college. I would pinch and scrape to get to the end of the month. I would pinch and scrape to afford groceries, to pay bills, and I would literally go in my car and scrape up all the coins that fell between the seats, that got stuck in my cup holders, and I would go cash them in for bills so I could pay my bills. So I would pinch and scrape to make it.
Wow. So you had to literally pinch and scrape.
Yes,
Finding
I did.
coins in your car in order to get through the month.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah. You know, anyone who's had to live alone and kind of provide for themselves probably knows what it's like to pinch and scrape to get through the month.
That's right. You have to pinch and scrape to pay your bills. If you have kids, you have to pinch and scrape to buy diapers and afford formula, maybe send them to daycare.
That's right.
Lots of pinching and scraping.
Lots of pinching and scraping. Well, you know, even though we may not want to do that, we may not want to have to pinch and scrape, but many times when the situation in our lives just makes it necessary, we have to align ourselves with the people who believe in pinching and scraping.
That's
right?
true.
What does it mean to align oneself with something, Hannah?
Oh, yeah. To align yourself. That means to agree with the ideas of an organization, maybe the company you work for, maybe the country you live in.
That's
you have
right.
to kind of line up with what they say.
That's right. We have some rulers here. You can you use a ruler to make a straight line, to align yourself with something, right?
That's right.
So, for example, maybe if Hannah's husband maybe doesn't want to have to save all this money for this or save money for that, but if Hannah says we need to do this in order to afford our bills, then he will have to align himself with her financial plan.
Can you call him and tell him?
Yeah, no problem. We'll call him after the show.
That's right. You know, another example of aligning, when I first started working here at Studio Classroom, I had to align myself with certain grammar rules. There are some rules, as you know, learning English, that are sort of different schools of thought. Different people think different ways.
That's true.
And
That's
I
true.
used to use the Oxford comma. So the Oxford comma is a comma that comes in when you have a list of things, a series of things. It comes right before the and. And I used to always put that comma in. Here
Right.
at Studio Classroom, we say it can be confusing, it takes up more space, so we don't use the Oxford comma. And I had to align myself with that idea. No Oxford comma.
Yes, Hannah had to align herself with a different way of thinking about commas,
Yes.
right?
It was difficult, but
Yeah.
I've come through and come to this way of thinking. I've aligned myself with Studio Classroom.
That's right. Well, God bless all of you guys. Thank you for joining us for today's episode, and be sure to tune in next time for another episode of After Hours English.